Welcome to Life with Brock. I am at my kitchen table. I think I screwed up the intro already. I think it's supposed to go something like, I'm on my workbench, aka the kitchen table. What's up, Spider Sands? I'm gonna do some painting tonight, but first I'm gonna get going on opening some packages. So I'm gonna wait until a few of you hop on here. I usually wait for 10. What's going on tonight? Friday night, right? Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. People typically get notified like a minute after I start, according to last time. So I'm gonna give it a minute. What's up, Jedi Nut? Bear Bennett. What is crack-a-lackin'? I'm gonna go get some figures. I'm trying to adjust the lighting here so we don't have more issues than we've had in the past. Try to play around with a camera angle today. Any cutting you hear in the back is my wife getting Christmas presents ready because our children aren't here right now. Yeah. All right, let me go get some of these figures. I'll wait for 3 more of you to come on in, and then we'll get going. All right, let me put this out here first. This is really not happening. We're gonna open up those figures today. All right. Take the cord off here. Trigger Rick, welcome to the live chat. What's up, MJ? All right, so we got 10 folks up in here. I will open up these figures first, and I got another unboxing. I got something from the Syndicate Santa, the redneck from Cali, Nathan Simmons, if you want to look him up on YouTube. And I'm gonna open those up live. All right, so, but I do want to say this. How many of you guys have Spider Ham? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you have Spider Ham. And speaking of thumbs up players, when you hit the little thumbs up button for me, let me know you're in here. All right, so Bear Bennett's got Spider Ham. It's not a very good figure, is it? I mean, it looks good, but the articulation kind of stinks. And they didn't put much love in the paint to it. So what I actually started doing, I had this Gundam marker, and I was gonna fill in the lines. Matter of fact, I started filling in the lines, and I was trying to see how I could do it on camera because my eyeballs are suffering because it's suffering from that disease called OLD. And so I figured something out, and I was doing the back portion of it. And then I go, you know what? This has no paint. It's like this red plastic. It only has paint on the eyes and in the nostrils, and everything else is just the plastic. So if I'm gonna do something with it, I'm gonna do something with it. So I would have started this quite a while ago, but so what I decided to do is just do a little bit of Senthol priming, and I didn't primer the figure like super well. This is, I washed it. I washed it really well, got that factory coat off of it. And I essentially did a black, and then I primered the figure completely black, and then I sprayed at an angle some gray, and then at an even tighter angle some white, and that's what you're kind of getting there. It gives the shadow look, as you can see right there. I'm just letting that dry, and I'm hoping that it will be dry, ready to go by the time I'm done unboxing all these figures. And then I am gonna paint. I'm gonna do some paint. So I don't know how long we're gonna go tonight. As long as you guys stick with me, and as long as my eyeballs don't get too exhausted, I'm gonna do some painting tonight. But that comes after the unboxing. What's up, Stigma? George, ¿qué pasó? So George has it, Bear Bennett has it. Nobody else has it, huh? Jimpy Zale! Haven't seen you in a long time, player. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Rashawn? Yeah, and that's why I got it, Bear, because I am a Spider-Man fan, and yeah. All right, so why don't we get going on some of these figures? Which one would you guys like me to open first? Actually, you know what? Let's find out what Nathan Simmons sent me. He sent me a big box. I know what he sent me. One of the things he sent me, and it's for a custom that I'm going to be doing. And he had it, and I just mentioned, hey, if you see somebody selling one of these or trading one off, send it to me. And then he goes, yeah, it's yours, pal. And from the Syndicate Santa right there. See, there he is. So let me unbox this. But he said he was going to include something else. So let's find out what else he included. Momo. Trigger Rick. What do you mean? I'm not understanding. Let me see. Carlos, what's going on? It's a Carlos. Yeah, what are you doing, dude? What custom are you working on? Whoa, Nathan Simmons. Dude, this guy packs. It's a used figure, but he's got this. You can't see it, but. So this is the figure that he sent me. Just because he's a good dude, and he said, here, you can have it. So he sent me this Mayfrix Joker. And do you guys have this Mayfrix Joker? I feel like I should unbox him too. Holy cow! Say what? Just my wife's looking on too. Check it out, man. He sent me a Mayfix Batman. Dude, man. I was not expecting this. Matter of fact, I only have one other Batman in my collection, but look, it's gonna go. Wow, man. Thank you very much. All right, we're unboxing these because I gotta play with these toys. Wow, I can't believe he sent me a Batman. Awesome, man. Oh, it's lifewithbrock@gmail.com. So Jimpy Zao says he loves his SH Figuarts Batman. This one's a Mayfix. And I have some SH Figuarts figures, but they're Star Wars, and I like them. They're a little bit on the small side for my taste, and a little bit, you got to touch them with adult hands here because I feel like those can break. I have a couple Mayfix as well. Let's check this out. Well, I think some of the Mayfix, in my opinion, like I have a Mayfix Boba Fett that's really nice, and it feels more solid than the SH Figuarts figures, but let's take a look at this this Joker. How many of you guys have this Joker? All right, cool. Yeah, this is gonna work, dude. This is gonna be working perfect for the custom I'm planning. So I'm reading a series. Let me get this neck up in here. Back in here, I mean. Wow, this is a really nice figure. Heath Ledger, Joker. Wow, it's really nice. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing a old man bullseye, and I don't even know if I should call him old man, but I am going to be using this figure, and I'm going to be using a different coat, so I may have to mess around with these arms. I'm going to be using the I like that chain, man. That looks really dope. That's really well done. I like this, and it comes with a ton of accessories. But anyways, getting back to this. There's the Bullseye, and it's in that series, Old Man Hawkeye. The Bullseye character is awesome. He's got the Deathlock implants, and so I'm planning on using a Toy Biz Gambit coat over this. So I may have to shave these arms down or fuse some other arms on here. But yeah, wow, really cool figure. Let me see if you guys said you have this or not. I'm gonna have to put some Pledge Floor Shine the ankles here. Yeah, there you go. Sweet. Let me move this guy back over here. From sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place. From the last review that I was or live session, I should say, I opened up this Harley and I opened up this Bobby. But you guys, we didn't talk about this guy. I just got this guy in the mail today, and it's the DCUC Joker. It scales perfect with that Harley, and with Marvel Legends. It's at the right height. This is a really nice figure. Maybe I'll talk about it in a bit, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about him because let me take a look at some of these other accessories. It's got this grenade launcher, and it has another Joker head, and all these hands, guns, etc. But I don't want to spend too much time doing that because I do want to get to opening some other figures. Thank you, Mr. Simmons. Now let me get to the Batman. Dude, I was not expecting this at all. Looks like Carlos Gonzalez just finished a Miles Morales Spider-Man bust and a zombie Spider-Man, and now he's doing a Mania symbiote figure. Awesome. Put your Instagram if you have it. That way the folks here and me can go check you out later. Jedi Nut, you did. You were the first one on here. I had just started the live, or I was starting to set up, but then I had to go primer Spider-Ham. Wow. Dude, Batman. Oh, boy. All right, so this is going to be... Which Batman? I think this is going to be the Christian Bale Batman. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely is. I can recognize him from the mask. Now, let me move this forward. I feel like I'm not under the lights. Is that better? I feel like that's better right now. Wow. Comes with a soft good cape that is wired and posable. Very cool. Oh. Also very cool. I'll have to explore this. Christian Bale Batman may get cannibalized for my Nightwing project. Let me see. I'd hate, well, you know what? If I want to use that guy for a custom, I can use this guy for a custom, but I'd have to think about if I want to actually, this is a nice looking figure. Pretty cool. How many of you have Mayfix products? I don't have too many. So a Jedi Knight for Mayfix, the figures to have, he says, are Batman 3.0, Joker 2.0, and a Catwoman. So which Joker is this? Is this Joker 2.0? Or is this the first one? I thought the Joker 2. I know there's one like the bank robbery scene, right? Rafael, ¿qué pasó? Nuevamente un saludo y a seguir customizando. What he said there, he said hi to everybody and to continue customizing, like a cheer. Boom. Stigma says, had a figure as a kid, loved it, lost like most. Speaking of, Bear Bennett says, speaking of Dark Knight Jokers, have you seen the new multiverse Joker? I have not. I did get a few weeks ago that I haven't had a chance. I'm gonna put this Joker aside and Batman over here. Thanks a lot again, Nate. Wow, this is a very unexpected gift. I do appreciate that, and hopefully see you soon in our travels. Stigma, I saw somebody. Oh, Kick Toy, what's up? I won't be playing Kick Toy's music in this night's live stream. I got hit with a copyright strike. Boom! Copyrighted. Not his fault. But go watch last video if you want to hear some of his music. Eli Vader, hello. What head sculpt would you use for Old Man Bullseye? Well. I'm planning, I haven't decided completely yet, but I'm probably going to use the Marvel Legend Bullseye, the Screaming Face one, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of sculpting with that. And then I am going to possibly use the Will Smith Deadshot head. That's also a figure I recently got. Let me put some of this stuff away so I don't misplace it later. All right. Let's move on to the next. Ooh. Which guy do you guys want to see first? I know they're not completely on the screen. It's either going to be Hawkman or the Mad Hatter. Yeah, we're good. I thought it was funny, Kick Toy. Not a big deal. Bumblebee, Rashawn, seems like it's actually going to be a decent Transformer movie. Jedi Nut says, Mafex Justice League are all superior to any other versions. What's up, wee brother? Eli says he's going to use that Will Smith head for a Fresh Prince custom. You're just going to have to work on that eyeball that he's got covered with a cybernetic or whatever that is. So Rashawn says Hawkman. We got Momo's the only one for Mad Hatter. So we're going to do both, but we're going to do Hawkman first. Let's get this guy out. And let me do a Mark DeRosa here. And no, I don't think I can. I think that's his thing. I was going to rip this box, but then I go, I'm going to just knock stuff over here, and I don't want to do that. Now, this is definitely a new adventure for me as far as collecting goes. I don't have many DC figures just simply because I didn't really like the way they looked and their articulation. However, I missed some really awesome DC figures like this. Like, hold on, let me not get ahead of myself. Let me get them completely out of the package first before I start checking them out. I guess this was sold at one point by Matty Collector, or is this a Matty Collector exclusive? I have no idea. And let me see how I can get this out of here without any destruction. How the heck do the wings come out? Who has this figure that can help me out here? All right, well, let's talk about the accessories first until I can figure out how to take Hawkman out of his plastic prism. There's his claw. That's really nice. Really well done. How am I gonna... Okay, I got an idea. So let's get his limbs out of here first. All right, all right. What the hey? Dude. Okay, figure from the front and then feed the wings through. Okay, all right, let's try to do that. I feel like I'm gonna have to. Dude, like it's not a deep enough cut. Forget this. Where's my knife? My wife's giving me my scissors. Better idea. How in the world did they do that? I'm sure there's a way to slink them through, but I don't want to take a chance of breaking any of this plastic out. What the? Dude, this is unbelievable. Jeez. Yeah, that was a much safer way to do that. And then the axe too. I know it's plastic, but I just really don't know how. Oh, it seems like it's pretty malleable. All right. How in the world did they get that in there, dude? I guess it just bent it, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it's really soft plastic. Okay, all right, we're good. Concho chico. All right, I'll take a look at these accessories in a little bit. So when I saw this figure, I was like, holy snaps, man. The wings look absolutely awesome. Look at this thing, dude. That's crazy. I mean, it's a nice color. Is this painted? Yeah, this is painted green. I mean, so here's my thought on this. When I saw it, I'm going, you know what? I'm going to use this and I'm going to customize this sucker. And I'm going to repaint him. And I was going to give him a different body and maybe do different straps, because I did see a review on this figure. And I already see some things that I can definitely improve if I used a different body. First of all, these lats. Oh, Carlos is saying, slide the figure down and then pull him out. Too late, player. Remember, we're at probably like a minute to 2 minute delay. So by the time you're hearing this, I've already made some decisions. So I really don't like the way that the lats look on this figure. I almost feel like if the lats were a little bit, I mean, I get it. He's a buff dude, but a little bit less. And I kind of wish that there's a way that I could do this and keep that ab articulation, which there isn't much on this figure. But it would be cool to be able to get this guy, in some like crazy flying pose. But I like his the abs to crunch. It's a beautiful figure. I'm not talking trash on it by any means. I'm happy with it. And if I never get to this custom, I'd be happy with it just like this. And but one of the limitations immediately I can tell, there is absolutely no neck hinge. It's just a ball. And if you want to know how to add a neck hinge, I do have a video. So I would probably add a neck hinge to this guy, because I would definitely want his head to be able to look up. Because I could potentially get him in some sort of, flying pose. But look at that. That would look kind of cool. But the problem is, head won't go up. But it's a really nice head sculpt. Hold on a second. Get a look at that. How much was that Hawkman? Let me see how much I paid for him. I typically pay as low as I can find, player. So let me see how much I got this for. Is there a Build-A-Figure piece on that before I throw away the box? I didn't think to look, but now I'm thinking now. Let me see. Hawkman cost me. I'll tell you how much I paid for it. I paid $18. $18. through the app called Mercari. The Mercari app, somebody was selling them on there. So that was $18 shipped. So I think, you know, as that was pretty darn close to retail, right? And it's a pretty darn good figure. And can he stand with those wings? Yep. I forget what hand he's supposed to have the skull on. Let's make him a, there you go. You can, I mean, this is a pretty sweet figure. No ankle pivot. I would want to add some sort of ankle pivot if I ever got this guy on the ground. But I would most likely display him with a, let me see, this waist should rotate. There you go. I would probably display him on a stand, but I mean, check that out. It just has a really nice presence. It is a very, very, very nice figure. Oh, I don't even know what you guys are saying anymore. Sorry, I lost you guys. Hey, what's up, Nicky Mac? I think I just answered your question. Who else? Bird of Bloodhaven, what is going on, sir? Snap the package. My wife has exited the building, by the way. Thanks for you guys saying hi to her. All right. And to me snob, hello. And Rashawn, I have thought about using World Wrestling Federation WWE figures for customs. I just prefer. Ay, coño, se me cayó toda esta basura aquí atrás. Okay, let me get these guys back up. But I just prefer the Marvel Legends bodies. They're, I do have 2 Yokozunas that I'm planning on turning into Gamorrean guards. I have the heads and everything for it. But I think my soft goods ability is not up to par yet. So that's going to be down the line and as I get better at customizing. Have I missed I'm sorry, guys. I apologize if I missed some of the comments. And just realize that it's very difficult to concentrate. And I'm trying to make this easy for you to listen to and not stammer over my words. And the more that my attention gets divided, the harder it becomes. And this is the easy part. Wait until I start painting. That makes it even harder for me. So forgive me if I missed your comment. Please don't take it personally. Do the wings pop off? I believe they do. Or they can pop off. They may be glued in there. Let me see. They may be glued in there. But if I'm going to change the body, that's okay, because what I can do is I can cut the same type of groove into whatever figure I decide to use it. One of the things that another reviewer pointed out, and I don't know who it was. I saw the review quite a while ago, but they did a great job on the figure. But look, they left the straps here unpainted. I think it's easier if I just do this with a camera. That way you guys can see right there. Boom. They left these straps unpainted. So the figure is, man, I think it's almost like just a couple of things they could have done to improve, but this is a while ago. I think this line is now defunct. For those of you that know the DC line a little bit better than me, I kind of like the way these hips work, even though it leaves these gaps right here. But I feel like you can get into like a deeper position than some of the Marvel Legends. The only thing that this is missing, of course, is the ankle pivot. Can you imagine if this had ankle pivot? Maybe even some like a little toe. Oh, I'm still too close. I forgot. Bring it back out. And a little toe hinge right here. Dude, you can get this thing into some awesome poses. But like I said, this is probably going to be on a stand. And wherever I get to display it, I feel like this guy needs to be off the stand. So I guess the toe articulation, the toe hinge, and the ankle pivot is not super important for this guy. What I think is the most important, the 2 biggest flaws from at least for my taste in this figure, is the head, that there's no neck hinge, so he can look up He can look down just fine, but he can't look up. And then this waist right here, it doesn't really articulate much. And I know this is like a standard buck, but it's definitely being our standard DC buck, but the articulation is being hindered. So if and when I ever decide to upgrade this guy's body and do the repaint, and the paint's not bad, the flesh paint is not bad. They could have done, something a little bit different there, but, some shading here on the musculature. This figure is a very good base to start off. And matter of fact, if I wanted to just leave it right there and change the neck hinge and then just repaint this body, I think this would be a dynamite figure, more of a dynamite figure than it already is. Rashawn says that the wings are good for an angel figure. Absolutely. There was speaking of WWE figures, there was I think it was a Sting that came with wings, and I actually have those wings as in the event I ever needed them for a project, and they're very similar to this, except they have a harness. But these wings are really nice, really, really nice. And I can see a day. I mean, I don't know if he ever appears with like a white gray wing, but these would lend themselves to some shading, some highlights, which they've done a pretty good, decent job. But yeah, if I ever changed the color of the wings, these things would pop. All right, let me put this guy aside and let's bring out the Mad Hatter. Where am I going to put this guy? How about I put him right there for right now? This is an older figure. You can tell by the beat out box. Now, why did I end up getting this figure? It's not even a character that I'm fond of, but when I saw it, who did I see have this figure? Who did I see have this figure? It was in one of the DC groups that I'm in on Facebook. Oh yeah, Ricardo Gonzalez. I just remembered Ricardo Gonzalez had this. He's a collector. He deals a lot, and he pretty much goes and finds figures for other people, and he does it on the side, I believe. That's what he told me. But I saw him having this as part of his collection. I go, man, that is an awesome looking figure. I need to have it. I found it for a good price. If you're gonna ask, you guys are probably gonna ask me how much I paid for that. Let me see. Let me tell you how much I paid for it and where I got it. Stand by as I'm looking it up. I paid, it was expensive, 40 bucks. $40, and I got it on eBay. However, $40 is actually fairly inexpensive for this figure. From my research anyways. Obviously, if you got this figure when it first came out, you paid retail, and that's always the best thing to do. So, I mean, it has pretty cool packaging. It's got the calendars, the calendar dates in there. And then let me use my clippers to get these. Then we'll take a look at what this guy has. Yeah, Owlman would be a good one to use those wings for. I don't know what those things are for. Very nice and well done base. Very cool. So those of you that followed me early on know about Brockonomics. Some of you that are more recent, I used to do a lot of toy hunts, And early this year, matter of fact, at the very beginning of the year, I started this thing actually my wife named it Brockonomics. And I had set myself a budget of $100 a month, which is a lot of money. But I needed to put a limit on myself, and I was good for like the first 2/3 of the year. The last third of the year, terrible. And I am definitely going to have to start Brockonomics again, because I've spent a ridiculous amount of money on figures here at the end of the year, just like many of you. Oh, whew, almost lost that gun. So if you get this figure used, one of the things that you really want is that teacup. That teacup is usually missing. And having that teacup definitely brings up the value of this figure. The Mad Hatter needs a teacup, okay? I'm actually planning on displaying this in my wife's china cabinet. She knows about it already, okay? Even though she's not here. March 17th. I'm sure there's a significance of that. I don't know what it is. So this is just a little teacup. It's got a crack in it. And it's intended to go in his hand right there. And in the other hand, we're going to have this gun. But let's take a look at this figure. It's a beautiful figure. I don't know how much articulation this figure is going to have. It may just simply be the arms going up and down. I got to be very careful because it's an old figure. So the articulation is not going to be there, but this is pretty much just something I'm going to have standing on the shelf just like this. I don't even know if, oh, okay, all right. So the head moves. That's good. Look at that. That is a very well done head sculpt. Look at that, man. It's a beautiful figure. I think I've said that enough, haven't I? Which is interesting. Here's a little figure. Here's another little figure. Come on, man. They could have done at least as much articulation as that guy. Well, let me see. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the legs move? Oh, okay, 6, 7. This thing has 7 points of articulation. Nothing on the feet. My family's about to bust in through the door. So I can see why this little teacup is always missing, because it's so tiny. I can see it just slipping off or maybe even just breaking. And I'm trying not to break this thing. Hello, girls. Hello, dogs. A little late. If it was an intruder, we'd be dead right now. So I'm sure there's a way that I can, well, that's not good enough. It needs to go deeper in there, but I think I'd want to heat up the hand a little bit, and I don't have the hair dryer to do that. Struggling a little bit, guys. The struggle is real. Oh, it's got eight points of articulation because this wrist moves. I don't know if this wrist moves. Oh, this 9. And my wife heard me say that and brought me the hairdryer. Thanks, honey. Let's heat this bad boy up. I'm painting Spider-Ham. Something happened. Are you guys still here? I know I missed a ton of comments. Sorry, guys. Oh, gosh. That needs to be heated more. Okay, so I'm catching up. Nikki, who do you say is an underrated villain? Owlman? A Wakandan Weeb, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining us and for finding my channel, and you are welcome. There we go. Exactly like he's supposed to hold it. Look at that. Boom. Hello. And I think I could probably use it on this hand too. Honey, I told him that he's going in your china cabinet. Next to the teacups. Jimpy says that he was at he set a limit of $250 a month and failed. It's not easy being a collector. Okay, perfect, right there. Okay, so if you end up having to get this figure new, you'll most likely need to heat up the hands, but it fits perfectly. They really did a good job of sculpting the hands to meet the needs of the accessory, and maybe this should be a little bit farther down. There we go. Some tea with the Mad Hatter. And I'll move him to the back. That Joker's going to need some Pledge floor shine. There we go. It's a great looking figure that has a very nice looking base that maybe I should take advantage of. And I'm sure this March 17th goes on that base somehow, I think. It's gonna go on that base for now. All right, let me catch up on the comments and then I'll move on to the next segment, and it is gonna be at this point. I do have some other figures to show you, but I'm not gonna unbox these real quick. If you're into Star Wars, I picked these two up today. They're hitting, where was it, honey? Walmart? Yeah. So my wife found these at Walmart today. That Joker is from DC UC, the DC Universe Classics, if I'm remembering correctly. And then this is the other one, the Dengar. The rest of the wave was there, but I didn't pick them up. Really nice looking Black Series figures. All right. Nikki says she does 50 a month. Were you able to do it? You know what? Don't answer that question because my wife is here. And if you can do it, I'll be able to do it. And never mind. Oh, Thanks, guys. St. Patrick's Day. So Kick Toy, March 17th is the date of the Tea Party. They're always stuck in during Alice in Wonderland. Hey, you know a lot of info, man. You're like, oh my gosh, get you, Nate Simmons, Joy Rodriguez talking about figures all day long. Let me see. I'm running through the comments and then I'm going to pick it up after that. So the Joker, actually, that Harley Quinn came with a gun with a stopper on it. It looks pretty sweet. That would go well with that Joker too. It's very, very similar to that revolver that the Mad Hatter has. Eli, that is Synethol shading or primer on the way I laid it on. Hey, what's up, Grandmaster? I think Nikki started to answer my question, then retracted it. Thank you. No, my wife's good with what I spent. She just reminds me of what I've asked her to hold me accountable for. Okay, so let me set this up. Let me put this guy back here and get the paints forward. Definitely don't want to get any of these paints on these figures yet because I'm not ready to customize any of those. So I had the idea when I got Spider-Ham just to add, like I said at the very beginning if you missed it, to add just paint in the lines because they did not do, I mean, if you have Spider-Ham, take a look at your Spider-Ham right now and realize there was barely any paint. There was only paint. I think maybe the Spider had paint, black. And I don't think the blue or the red, I think that may have just been the plastic. And I think other than that, it was on the face and it was here at the eyes, which I have covered with something right now. It's that, what's it called? I can't concentrate right now. It's a lot of noise. You're good. But I can't think of the name of the primer. Or of the thing that I put on the eyes. Let me get my stuff ready for paint. So when I started, what I said earlier, I was using this Gundam marker to start filling in the lines. Then I started looking at the figure and I just wasn't happy with what the result was going to be. And I figured, you know what? If I'm going to fill in the lines, might as well just give this figure paint and see if I could, am I allowed to say polish a turd? Can I made chicken salad out of it? I forget what Brock Lesnar says. I probably can't repeat it. But I decided I'm gonna paint this figure and maybe try to make it look a little bit better. And we'll see what happens. So I primered it, it's dry now, so I should be able to paint. And for paint, I don't know exactly which one I'm going to use. I may use both. I'm going to use this flat red from Vallejo and this Evil Sun Scarlet from Citadel. I'll be using one of those two. And then for the blues, I'm going to use this Citadel Alatok blue or this French blue from Vallejo. And I'm missing something else. And what I like to do to cut the paint, I like to cut the paint with some Future Floor Shine because it'll extend the work time with it. Let me just clear out some stuff for myself to make it a little bit more comfortable for me to paint. There's not much painting to do, so I think I should be able to finish today. All right, let me see. Get it so you guys can see here. When I start painting the lines, I'm gonna have to use something to magnify because My eyes can't see that good anymore. And by the way, I can't see that well. I know. Not right now. I think I'll be fine. So let's take a look at this blue. Let's look at it over here. Well, a black wash, no, because a black wash won't necessarily work on here because those are raised. So I mean, it can, it can work, but it's not gonna, it won't cover the top of it. It'll just get in that indentation. So let's say, you know, a black wash could work for something, the way, at least that I think about it working here, it could either just darken the tone of your figure, or it could also, like if you painted that line, these lines right here, and you wanted to bring out, like make the lines pop, then you would add a black wash right there at the edges, and it would make whatever color you did there, you know, stand out, give it a more 3D effect. But in this case, they're black, and they're up against, you know, what is it, red? Yeah, there. I think it's red there. So the black wash wouldn't work in that case because it's not going to get on top of those lines. At least that's how I was thinking about it. I probably should have popped it off and got it underneath there, but I didn't. Now, you guys don't even know what I'm pointing at because I wasn't in frame. Okay, so that's what that blue looks like. Let's see what this blue looks like. I think I'm gonna go, I already like that blue, so I may use that color. This one's gonna be lighter. Okay, that also would work too. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this blue, and then I'm gonna move on to this one because it is lighter. So I could do some highlights with that. I guess I should have primered that too, huh? Didn't do a great job of primering, but I didn't really want to spend too much time working on that. Let's take a look at the reds real quick. Let's start with the Vallejo red. Yeah, chickens into chicken. Exactly, Kick Toy. See? That's what Brock Lesnar says. Ugh. All right. I had some clogged paint and I just unclogged it on accident. The red looks good, but I just wasted a ton of paint. And I can't see that blue anymore. Golly. And this one, that red is going to be a little bit brighter. So I am also going to go in the same way. I'm going to use the Citadels as highlights. And the Viejos are going to be my base colors for this figure. Now let's select the paintbrush that I'm going to use. I want something with a... I can use something like this, but I need something smaller tip because it's a smaller figure. Use that. Yeah, I've thought about doing it for the last few years, but I'm not really on the swoosh forms at all. I don't know. I've attempted. I'm not unlike that one. I don't want to use this one, but it's too thick for this. And then this is a flat edge, and I'm afraid, you know what, I'm gonna try to the flat edge, and if it doesn't go, then oh well. Let's start with that red. Yeah, that is the one with Craig Warwick. You go look at his video. Internet, I just lost the feed. You guys still here? Because I just lost the feed for about 30 seconds. Well, a bunch of people dropped out, it looks like. If you guys are still here, let me know with some thumbs up. Okay, there you go. All right, let's not lose this red here. All right. All I'm doing here is just thinning out the paint a little bit. Thank you. I should probably go get a different paintbrush. I'd prefer one to have a round tip on it. That way it wouldn't leave that hard edge right there. When you're painting, and I make this mistake because I don't paint very often. You know, I do this obviously just as a hobby as some of you do. And I'm out of practice. And I just realized I shouldn't have painted that red, but it's okay. I can paint over it with a blue. But one of the mistakes that I often make, and I shouldn't be making it because I've been doing this for a little bit, is that I use too thick of a paint. You want to make sure you thin out your paints, and then you slowly build your layers up. That way you don't get like a clumpy look. So if it doesn't cover in the first pass, it's okay. It doesn't have to. And I already forgot like what colors are supposed to go where. I think this should have been blue right here. So I covered a little bit of blue. And then I think the hands, I think this part's supposed to be, red and this is supposed to be blue. Let me look up the original figure. It looks like part of the shoulder is supposed to be red, so that's actually supposed to be red right here. And it's so difficult for me to see, man. Ooh. Okay, I think that's supposed to be red. And this paint does. I just lost like 20 people off the feed. This is red. Yep. You should be able to see the difference in paint here pretty soon. Let me see if I can salvage this part. And because I lost the feed, I kind of lost the comments. Hey, what's up, Nightwalker? Nikki? If you guys saw, and part of it is because it's, I know I keep on saying it, but it's control of the brush is difficult when it's far. See, you kind of want to brace your hands when you're painting because it does steady. It does steady you. But the problem is, since I'm so far away, my eyesight's not as good. So I'm just having a little bit of trouble. Your work, if you just when I go hands free again. You also another for you those of you that are beginning. Let's see if I can get this light closer up here. Is already dry. When you're put, it'll pull the paint that you already have on there off. My hands braced to paint here. Well, you know what? 71 minutes. I've lost quite a few of you. The feed's been off and on. and I'm having a trouble of actually painting this guy on camera right now. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna end it right now so I can focus on it. When I'm done with it, I'll take some pictures, put it up on Instagram, and if it ends up looking, better than expected, I may just do a short video on it and put it back on here. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.